What is going on, guys? What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the ambulance build. I feel like I haven't really worked on this thing in forever, but I guess it's really only been like a week. So remember, the last thing we did was putting the sound deadener up front where the driver and passenger seats were. That has made the world of difference. Like, I know it's really hard to tell, like, on camera what kind of a difference that can make, but just let me tell you this. When I first got this thing, I couldn't even listen to music on a Bluetooth speaker while I was driving. Like, it was that loud. The exhaust was crazy loud. The engine was, the heat stuff sucked on it, and the engine itself, like the barrier around it, was just so loud. And so now that I've actually been able to drive it a pretty good bit with the deadener up front, I can literally just listen to music on my phone now, which is so crazy to think about now. So everything is really coming together, and I'm super stoked. Today we're going to be working on doing the back portion, and it's going to be kind of similar process, but like different results, I guess. So the insulation that I had up here before, when I first bought this thing, was just like almost like a house insulation type stuff. Not really sure if it even worked that well, but once I took all that stuff down, you know, I still had kind of like that glue stuff. Going over everything with the sanding wheel, and that actually really sucked, not gonna lie. That stuff was getting everywhere. I even had the face thing on, but even then, I'm still kind of itchy from it. I ended up putting on a long sleeve shirt, but doing the sealing was actually probably one of the worst jobs yet. But now that that is all clear, I'm gonna be showing you what we're gonna be using today. You can kind of see way back here, I've actually already started on it because the sun's been beaming that way this entire day, and it's been really hot. Even have this fan out here that I'm gonna be using just because it's so hot like today. I don't know why, but yeah. So I went ahead and put that up just to see, you know, if it's gonna make like a huge difference. And I can kind of already tell just from standing in here when I was kind of cleaning everything else out. So that's really cool, and definitely motivating me to really like finish out this. So here's a product that we're gonna be using today. It is, it's almost very similar to the sound deadener that we used up front, but this is actually a little bit thicker and a lot heavier. So it's actually working as more of like a thermal type insulation. But just to compare, this is going to be what we're putting on the walls, and this was actually what was up front. So you can see all the little ridges. It's extremely flat. Like, you can, it's almost like nothing's there once you put that down. But this stuff is probably 3 times the size, a whole lot thicker, and the reflective shield on it is a little bit thicker too, as you can notice. So this is also from Be Quiet, who's helped me out a lot so far, and I'd really like to thank them for that. This stuff's going to be awesome, I can already tell. Using the same exact tools though, so we've got like this little utility knife, some scissors. I don't have the roller, so I'm just going to use the little spreader again. And then I've actually got some gloves this time, because like I said, it's so hot out here. The edges of this, like the rubber, is extremely sticky, so I'm gonna have that. That's different. And then my knee pad is actually gonna work for 2 different reasons. For my knees, I have found that you can use this to measure too. So you can put it up on the wall, see how long you need. If it's like 1.5 of this, then you can cut on that edge right there. So doesn't have to be super precise, and that's the reason I'm doing that. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to be starting on this first panel right here. Got my little mat to like measure kind of with. The reason I'm only going to be doing like about yay high is because I don't know if I'm going to have enough actually yet to do this whole thing. And we're just going to kind of see how far that gets me. And then also this bottom section down here, I don't think it's quite as necessary, because I'm going to have storage and stuff that's going to be like, you know, built in here. And I just don't think it's really, yeah, once you have that, I don't think you really need that like heat stuff behind it as well. I know every little bit helps, but like in a sense, you know, we're trying to do this the cheapest way possible as well. And then also the reason why I haven't really started on the floor, and I'm not going to be doing any kind of sound deadening stuff on the floor, is because if you remember from the first video, you know, I'm going to have a wall right here, so that's going to act as type of like a barrier. And then the biggest thing for me is I can stand here straight up, and that's how much room I have. above my head. And that's with nothing on the floor, right? Nothing but like what I've already kind of painted on here. So everything that I add from either top to bottom is just gonna kind of keep me like bending down while I'm in here. And I want to be able to stand as high as possible. And so yeah, kind of figuring all that out. But let's go ahead and I'm gonna stop talking. Oh, one thing that I found from doing this a few times is if you're doing a section and you already know the measurement, just lay that piece you've already cut on top, cut a second one, and then, I don't know, that's just made it so much more faster for me. I'm sure everybody has their own ways, but yeah, this is just what has been working for me and what I'm going to keep doing. Put that one on a little crooked. This piece up top is fiberglass, and I wouldn't think that this would actually stick as well as it does, just because it is so uneven and everything. But that's what's so great about like this actually being able to stretch a little bit. As it just kind of conforms to whatever you're putting it on. And you can tell like this is not smooth whatsoever, nor is it really like that clean. This already looks so much cleaner, and I ran out of that roll, but there's like, I think 3 squares that I used, just the regular sound deadener that I had left over. I think that's just gonna be fine, because they're like this big. It's gonna be a whole lot cooler just with the sun going up and down. Like I can already tell, like feel in the difference from where the sheets are and the actual metal. So that's kind of actually crazy. Next up, I think I'm going to be working on the brakes and then getting this floor done. And I'll probably be doing a undercoating whenever I do decide to finish the floor. So I ended up deciding to go ahead and do the undercoating. Now this is just some stuff that I got at O'Reilly's. The cheapest stuff on the shelf. I'll have a link below to Amazon. But everything already underneath here was sprayed with the rust repair stuff. So that's already got that coating. So it's not going to look a whole lot different because it's just black on black. But essentially, that's another thing to check off the list though. So yeah, back to the video. But real quick, let me show you what what I've gotten done off camera. So these are the floor mats that I ended up getting in. They look really good. Only had to trim just a little bit of it off. I'll leave the link in the description to all the products and everything like that. These are super cheap on Amazon if you need some. And then also putting these seats in, you know, they did hang over just a hair and they were kind of moving. Making some new mounting points or brackets for that. And this is kind of like a little prototype that I had out of sheet metal. Obviously it's bent because it's just not very sturdy enough. So ended up using a little bit thicker metal. I think it's just gonna work out because it doesn't move at all right now. So two of the sides do hang off, but you can still use that track. So they are mounted sturdy enough. But yeah, I think that's gonna be the end of this episode. So I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.